Hey, today I'm going to be doing my family skill role play with the Lennon family. The Lennon family has several issues, but they're going to introduce themselves to you in a second. But they are a family with infants and they're also a family with adolescents, so they're going through a few changes and being introduced to some new things right now. But right now, in our role play, we're going to be in the early phases of assessment, and we're going to be using a solution-based approach. And so I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Claire Lennon. I'm a 40-year-old single mother. After my daughter turned 3, my husband decided to leave me. And recently I'd been dating a guy in my law firm and then found out that I was pregnant with his child, and which he also left me. And so after I found out I was pregnant, my daughter was really, really excited because she was finally going to have that big sister, or be that big sister. But recently she had been acting really rebellious and feels like that I don't necessarily have time for her anymore. And so she was always a model student and a model daughter, and we had never had any issues until now.
I'm Zoe Lennon and I'm 16, and my mom started dating this guy, Brent, a few years ago, and then she found out she was pregnant with his kid, and so now my mom doesn't pay any attention to me, and it just kind of sucks a lot, and yeah, kind of hate her.
Good afternoon. How are you all today?
Doing well, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How was your all's week?
It was a little better than usual, but
Okay.
not much.
Yeah? Okay. Well, do you guys remember what we talked about last week?
Yes.
Okay, well, just to review, we talked about confidentiality policies, payment plans, kind of the structure of our meetings, how they're going to go. And so today, I know we talked a little bit about your all's issue last week, but I just want to talk a little bit more about that. So Zoe, could you tell me kind of what's going on with you and your mom?
Well, uh, she doesn't ever do anything for me anymore. We never do anything for fun or anything, and I just don't want to be around her ever.
Okay. Wow. Why is that you don't want to be around her?
That stupid kid she has around.
Okay. And who is this stupid kid to you?
She's my sister, half sister.
Half sister? Okay. So do you think that makes a difference?
hmm
And why is that?
She's not my real full sister for one thing, and she's by that stupid guy she was dating, and she's just, I don't know. She just makes everything harder.
Okay. So what do you think about that, Claire? What do you think about what Zoe just said?
Well, I mean, kind of starting off, she said that we don't really do anything fun anymore. I mean, it's been really difficult for me just because, not only am I starting off was I a single mother of 1, but now I'm a single mother of 2, and I have to worry about, not only, like, I have to worry about 2 kids now, and this is all new to me because everything that I knew about being a single mother at the start of everything just kind of changed, and now I have to worry about a family of 3 instead of just the 2 of us.
Yeah, definitely. That totally makes sense. And so, you guys have obviously had some relationship problems. And so, Zoe, actually, right now, I'm going to ask you, is it okay if you put your phone away? Just because I really want to hear what you're saying, and I really want to understand your situation, and I don't know if that's going to be possible if you're kind of talking to other people and not just to me. Does that make sense?
Whatever.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And so, Claire, can you tell me a little bit about your family right now that you have a new baby? Tell me a little bit about your family.
Well, right now, it's, like I said, it's just the 3 of us, and so things are kind of crazy just because I'm constantly having to worry about the baby, and then, with Zoe kind of being more on the rebellious side of everything, like, I'm having to worry about her too, and it's been really stressful for me just because I'm having to handle a lot more than I expected.
Definitely. And so when you said that Zoe was being rebellious, Zoe, what do you think about that?
I'm being exactly how I always have been. She just doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, so there hasn't been any change at all?
Mm.
Do you agree with that, Claire?
I don't necessarily agree with that because before everything started, she was, the perfect student. She was on the honor roll. We never really had any issues with her grades, and now, I've gotten a lot of, letters from the school with everything about, her potentially failing a couple of classes, and, it worries me because before everything with the baby happened, that, she was totally fine, getting straight A's and everything, and then, she was also a model daughter, and now, I've noticed that whenever she goes out or anything, that her group of friends has totally changed, and that, it looks to me that, they are maybe doing some things that they shouldn't be doing, and so it worries me.
So what do you mean by things that they shouldn't be doing?
Well, because I've noticed more that, some of her friends have dropped her off, and I could tell that they had been drinking or doing drugs or something like that, and I haven't necessarily noticed it, her specifically, just the people that she's hanging out with.
So you're concerned for her safety, not just your relationship, which is, both are obviously very important. But now that we've kind of discussed the issue a little bit, let's look really specifically at your all's relationship. Tell me about your all's relationship before the baby compared to now.
Well, before, Zoe was so excited that she was finally going to be a big sister, and was just, really excited with helping me get ready for the baby. And then, about 18 months later, just she wants nothing to do with her sister, and just, I don't know, just seems like she completely resents the baby and just doesn't want anything, like, I don't know, it's just, things have just so drastically changed.
So, Zoe, I hear what your mom is saying. What do you think about that? What do you think? Is there, if you could describe your relationship before the baby in, 2 or 3 sentences, what would it be compared to now?
Everything was fine before that kid came here, and it was always me and Mom going out and doing stuff together, and now she's just always too busy, and she only pays attention to the kid, never to me or anything that I do. And we never do anything together anymore.
Okay, so you seem to be feeling a little bit neglected, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, so Claire, how do you feel about that? Her saying that you're neglecting her. I know that can be pretty harsh sounding. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it is kind of harsh coming from, your own daughter, because it, like I have said, it's been so crazy with, 16 years ago was the first time that I, had ever had a baby, and now, I didn't expect to have one 16 years later, and so it's kind of like it's new to me again, and so it's just, I don't know, it still hurts because it's not, I feel like I couldn't have done much different, but I might have been able to do something different, but it's just, with Zoe not seeming wanting to help out around the house or with anything with her sister, it's kind of adds more stress on me, and because I feel like I have to do everything around the house, and for her and for my youngest, and then myself too, and so it kind of hurts, but
Yeah, definitely. So we have a lot of feelings going on here, because with Zoe, you're feeling neglected, and maybe like your mom doesn't have time for you anymore. That's kind of what I'm hearing from you, and then you just seem really overwhelmed. You have a lot of things going on with Zoe and her school and everything she has to do, but then you also have this new thing that you're not quite used to yet. So you have some new experiences, and that can definitely be overwhelming. And so right now, I just kind of want to get a sense of just kind of where we are at on. We're gonna have kind of a scale, okay? And so I'm gonna ask you guys some questions, and I want you to answer with a number, and then I want you to explain why you answered that way, okay? So the scale is gonna be a 1 means that's really, really horrible, and a 10 means, yeah, that's really, really great. And so these questions are going to be kind of surrounding y'all's relationship. And so the first question can just be to whoever answers first. If you had to place your relationship on that scale right now, the quality of the relationship, what number would that be, do you think?
I would say right now, it's at a 3. It's not necessarily as horrible as it was the past couple of months, but I feel like it is maybe getting a little better. But it's definitely not at a 10 where it used to be.
So you said it's getting a little better than it was a few months ago. A few months ago, what would you have said it was?
A few months ago, I would have definitely said that it was at a 1.
Okay.
Because, there was a time where Zoe and I just wouldn't talk to each other, and we would pretty much just be silent. And but now, we have a couple more interactions on a daily basis, so I feel like maybe it's getting a little better.
Hey, yeah, that's really good that you're seeing improvement already. And so, Zoe, what about you? If you had to place your relationship on that scale of really, really horrible being a 1 to really, really great being a 10, where would you be right now?
I'd give it about a 1, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't think anything is getting any better. I don't know what she's talking about.
Okay. So you still see it as not having improved at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a 1 now. What would you have said 18 months ago? Like right before your mom had the baby, you were still really excited about being a sister. What would you have said then?
Like a 9. I mean,
9.
obviously, parents and kids argue a lot, and so it can't be a 10, but I mean, it was really good before this stupid kid came out.
Okay. Well, that's really good though that you had that relationship once, right? Because the thing is that if you've had that relationship once, I think you can always work back towards that again. So it's good that we're seeing some strengths and some improvements that have been made and that can be made. So that's really good. Also, I want to ask a few questions about where you think your relationship is headed. I know that you said you feel like it's improving a little bit, so that's really good. I want to ask you all right now, if you woke up tomorrow and your relationship was perfect again, but still in the situation that you're in where you have a little sister and you have a new baby, what would your life look like if you woke up tomorrow and everything was fixed?
I mean, I would say, that Zoe and I would be as happy as we had been, but able to be, happy to have, my youngest there too, and to incorporate her into the family, because I feel like now we're kind of a divided family. And so it would look like definitely all of us being, one big family of 3, and being able to go out and do things together, and to have that mother-daughter time that, Zoe and I had before. And, maybe it's going to look a little bit different because my youngest is there, but, I have to spend time with her now too, even though, she's still really young. I still want to be able to have that time to bond, but also have the two of them to bond together and be able to feel more like sisters instead of, like she mentioned, more focusing on the half part of the half sisters.
Okay. So right now you feel like your family's kind of divided and separated, but you would like to see that brought together. Okay, awesome. What about you, Zoe? In the same situation that we're in right now, where you do have a little sister that can't go away, how do you think your life would be different if everything was perfect, but in the same situation you're in right now?
Mom would love me again.
Okay. Well, what do you think about that statement, Claire, that Mom would love me again?
I mean, I definitely have not lost my love for Zoe because she's still my daughter. It's just that life is a little different now than it used to be, and my love for her is still the same. And it's not that I love this new child more than I love her. I love them both the same, and it's definitely not that I haven't lost my love for her or love her any less because of what's been going on at school or anything that's been going on. It's just I still love her, and I really want her to be able to see that.
Definitely. Okay. And so, I can definitely see your love for your daughter, and I can tell that you also have love for your mom and how you want that relationship to be healed. And so right now, we've looked at your past relationship and the relationship that you could have in the future, but I want to focus on the time since your daughter and your sister have been born, that 18 months since that has happened. I know that your relationship has been kind of rocky since then, but can you guys pick out like one or two instances where you guys just had an awesome day? Maybe you woke up and everything was just right with your relationship again. Can you guys think of a time like that?
I definitely think, especially Christmas this past year, with this being Addison's first Christmas and everything. Like, I'm still knew that Zoe didn't necessarily want her sister to be there, but I still could see how excited she was for all of us to be there together because it's Christmas. It's supposed to be a happy time anyway. But I could, she was interacting more with her sister, interacting more with me, and we were able to mostly be a family together as a new family of three.
Okay, so again, I'm hearing that picture of unity and a unified family that isn't separated. So that's awesome. That's great. And holidays have a tendency to bring us all together. So that's a perfect example. Zoe, do you have any examples that you can think of since your sister has been born? Is there a time that you can think of that you guys have just been unified, like your mom said?
Um, I don't know. Before school started, we all went to the park and just kind of drove around and went and saw some things. We went on a little mini vacation one weekend, and that was really fun.
Okay, awesome. So that's great. So even though this has been kind of a rough period, and you can see definitely where you've come from and where you hope to go, even this dark period, it's been filled with some lighter periods, those unified times when you guys aren't so divided. And so, what we're going to do as we move forward is I really want to focus on those times that you guys are unified as a family, that you all are working together, you're interacting with each other, like Claire said. And so that's what we're really going to focus on as we move forward, is just how we can all work together to kind of put that family back to where it used to be. So that's where we're going to go from here. Do you guys have any questions or comments about what we talked about today?
I think so.
Okay, well, I will see you guys next week. Okay, thank you all.